Welcome everyone to the next part of the chapter Plant Kingdom, and let us continue with the part algae. Okay, that is the first thallophyta that we're studying was algae, and we have already studied about the chlorophyceae or the green algae in our last class. So today let's start with the brown algae or phaeophyceae. Now the brown algae are actually marine algae. Okay, marine means they are present in the sea waters, that means in saline water. Now they actually are multicellular and filamentous bodies. Okay, they may be ribbon like, leaf like, bush like, fern like or palm like structures. Okay, they may possess. Now they remain actually attached to the substratum with the help of the holdfast. That means these are actually thallophyta. We have already said that thallophytes means they do not possess proper root, stem and leaf, isn't it? So they will have some particular organs for attachment, and that particular organs for attachment is known as the holdfast. So with the help of holdfast they will remain attached to the substratum, or sometimes they may be free floating. For example, fucus, okay, or sargassum. Now actually another thing we get here is that the sargassum algae, it grows abundantly. That means it remains abundant in free floating form in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, for which that particular region is known as the Sargasso Sea. Okay, now here the filament is heterotrichous. Hetero means different, isn't it? That means there are two types of filaments are observed. One is prostrate and other is erect. One will be prostrate, means it will be creeping over the surface, and erect, that means it will be standing straight. Okay, then the size may vary. Okay, it may be from 1 millimeter to 60 meters range. Then the larger forms are called kelps. Now here you are getting the word kelp. Kelp is used for phaeophycean algae which are larger in size. Okay, now these may be some giant kelps are there, for example Macrocystis, Nereocystis. Okay, then they have lamina. The lamina is annual, that means it is changing every year, whether the plant body is changing or not, but the lamina will shed off and again reoccur. So that's why it is called as, it is said to be annual. Then here some air vesicles are present. These air vesicles help them to provide buoyancy to the plant. Okay, that means you know what is buoyancy, the floating character, so they will be floating over there. So these kelps actually they remain attached with the help of the, they are differentiated into actually holdfast, stipe and lamina. That means root like, stem like and leaf like structures are present. Then the cell wall consists of cellulose, pectose and some phycocolloidalgin. So phycocolloidalgin means this is an important part, or this is something different from the other green algae. Okay, so the non-sulfurated phycocolloids are there. It is two type of phycocolloids are present, algin and fucoidin. Now actually what happened, these type of algae can resist in colder areas. So for that particular reason algin is an important constituent of the cell wall, which can resist, or it will help in damaging or resisting the cold conditions. Okay, now the main photosynthetic plastid is the pheoplast, that is which is brown in color, and the other pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, carotene, xanthophyll and fucoxanthin. Now fucoxanthin is the main brown colored pigment. Okay, so if question asks what is the dominating pigment of phaeophyceae, you have to mention that it is fucoxanthin. Then the reserve food matlab the food which is prepared during photosynthesis, that is laminarin and mannitol. Now these algae actually they possess the trumpet hyphae. Trumpet hyphae means the hyphae which helps in conduction of food. Okay, food materials are conducted with the help of these trumpet hyphae, and these are present in the larger kelps. Now their flagellation is heterocont. Heterocont means there are different kinds of flagella. Okay, two different types of flagella are there. Then reproduction may take place by either vegetative, asexual or sexual method. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation, formation of propagules, adventive branches and stolons. Asexual reproduction by means of different types of spores, and sexual reproduction occurs by isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy. Okay, we have already discussed what is isogamy, when the two gametes are similar, anisogamy when one gamete is larger, one is smaller, and oogamy where the female is non-motile larger and male is motile and smaller. So these are the basic characters of the Phaeophycean algae. Okay, now see, this is the example of a Phaeophycean algae, that is the fucus plant. The fucus plant is of this particular shape. It is divided into lamina, leaf-like structures, the stem-like structure, and hohlfas, that is the point of attachment to the substratum. And these, the tip of the lamina, they possess the air vesicles, and in some portions some small structures are present which are the main reproductive structures. Okay, so this is the basic structure of a fucus plant. Again, the next class is the Rhodophyceae or the red algae. These are also marine algae. They are filamentous, but here the flagella is completely absent. Okay, now these are actually found in the deep seas, and where they appear as red color. Okay, but near the shores they actually appear to be purple, pink or violet color, and in freshwater forms, if present, they are bluish green. But the Phaeophycean algae are not at all present in freshwater forms. Okay, but these are also sometimes present in freshwaters. Their mode of nutrition is photoautotropic, and sometimes it may be parasitic. Filamentous, they are eukaryotic cells. Flagella are absent. The cell wall consists of cellulose and pectic substances. Plus the phycocolloids that are present, some important ones are agar, coraginin and funory. These are the three main constituents of the cell wall. Now agar, it is a solidifying agent which is used in the microbiological labs, okay, to solidify the media that is prepared for growing plants. Then these algae, actually they sometimes develop some incrustations of lime, which are called the coralline algae, okay, for which they are called as coralline algae. Why? Because they develop some lime incrustations, and for which they take part in coral reef formation. Got it? Now the main chromatophores are rhodoplast, and the photosynthetic pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D, carotene, xanthophyll and phycobilins. Phycobilins like R-phycocyanin and R-phycoerythrin. Now these are the main coloring pigments. The R-phycoerythrin is the red colored pigment and phycocyanin is the blue colored pigment. Now these are actually adapted to the deep waters, okay, up to the photic region. That means they are present at the totally at the base of the sea, where they can absorb the blue violet radiations. That means these wavelengths have these light radiations have shorter wavelength. They can penetrate into the deep sea waters, and this actually is absorbed by the red algae. So this particular thing light wavelength is not absorbed by others. Okay, this is the only speciality present in red algae, for which they can easily undergo photosynthesis. Got it? So next, the reserve food is Floridian starch. In other we have got laminarin and mannitol. Here it is Floridian starch. Vegetative reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction takes place. Vegetative by means of fragmentation and gamma formation. Asexual by means of spore, and sexual reproduction takes place by means of oogamy. That means here male and female reproductive structures are different. The male is smaller, motile, female is larger, non-motile. Okay, but here what happened, this particular group, it possesses a post-fertilization development, and which gives rise to a carposporophyte. That means we will find here two different types of plants. Okay, not two, actually three: gametophyte, sporophyte and the carposporophyte. So this is an important feature of the red algae. Then their life cycle may be either haplodiplontic, diplodiplontic or haplontic, etc. Then examples are Gelidium, Gracilaria, Polysiphonia, Batrachospermum. Now actually what happened, the Batrachospermum plant, that is very beautiful to look at. Okay, it is like a beaded structure. Okay, like a lace or a bead, whatever you say, it's very beautiful. Then Gelidium and Gracilaria, these two terms are very important. You have to remember, because these two are the main red algae from which agar is being prepared, and agar is a very important substance for the laboratory study because it is a solidifying agent. Okay, so questions may come. So how agar is prepared, or what is the algae from which agar is being extracted? So you have to say that Gelidium, Gracilaria or red algae, whatever the option is there. Okay, so go through them properly. After studying the classes individually, then it will be easier for you to compare them, compare the green, red and brown algae together. Comparison, while you are doing the comparison, take out the different points and compare them, write them properly, so that afterwards it becomes easier for you to study. Okay, so that particular difference between red algae, brown algae and green algae is very much important. So go through the books also, go through them properly, and if you have any doubts, please tell me.